Okay, I know your story is that you were going to try to get discovered. How did it work? Going and meeting at the tables, showing your work.
It was kind of a nerve-wracking experience because anytime you get your art critiqued, and I mean, art is such a subjective thing, but there's some very real, concrete aspects of telling a story, being a good storyteller, cinematography, things of that nature. So it was kind of nerve-wracking to get those critiques and know that there's probably some areas where I could really grow. But ultimately, getting the portfolio reviews turned out so great, not just because I got a chance to work in comics, but because it really made me more confident and made me realize, yes, I do belong in the comic book industry, and it's just a matter of going out there and trying.
So is that something you would recommend to other people to do if that's where they're looking to get into?
Absolutely. Don't be afraid. I know it can be daunting, it can seem really, really intimidating, but there's nothing wrong with somebody telling you that you need to work harder. If anything, that's a blessing, So I would say, and I would say to a lot of artists go to other artists to get their portfolio reviewed, and that's great to become a better artist. But just remember that other artists are also trying to work, and more of you creates a problem. So I would say, go to writers. See if writers like your work. See if writers think that your style fits the story they want to tell. Because the writers have probably more stories in their head that they want to tell than there are artists that are available. So I would encourage a lot of artists to go get their portfolio, take their portfolio, not necessarily for a review, but to have it looked at by a writer.
That's a very good tip. So who are your influences in?
Oh, wow. Oh, well, obviously Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby is the forefather of a lot of what we do. I really like a lot of Michael Turner's work. Arthur Adams, he's fantastic. I really, really like Craig Rousseau. He's very loose and very fun. David Finch is great. There's so many people out there that the work is just so striking. I really, really love it. But those are some of the. And Jim Lee, obviously, Jim Lee's work. And Jim Lee's one of those artists that, man, my goodness, he just gets better and better and better and better as the years go on. He doesn't remain stagnant. And he's definitely in a position right now at DC where he probably doesn't have to draw books, and yet lets you know he really does love it because he's still doing so.
Okay. Well, good luck in the future, and I hope we'll get to see more of your work in comics.
Thank you.
So many